The woo and do framework. What's up, guys? Nico Rapkalis here for another beautiful whiteboard video. These are always a lot of fun, so wanted to make another one. It's been a hot second since I made a whiteboard video, and I wanted to talk about on this one is the woo and do framework that we have. And this is really the key. Okay, this is the key. After spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on my personal development and learning from some of the best in the world, traveling to the different corners of the world in some beautiful places, in different masterminds, and lots and lots of stuff, right? Lots of time into myself, lots of energy into myself, a lot of investment into myself. I've learned that the woo and do framework is really the thing that hits home the strongest and helps me become the best version of myself, helps me get the best results in my life, in my business. And it's stuff that I've started implementing with clients that have taken them from a 7-figure company to a mid 8-figure company, have 5x their business in 30 days, have helped them become the best, most confident, most charismatic version of themselves. And I could go on and on about generating another extra $100,000 in yearly annual recurring revenue in a matter of a few weeks after implementing this stuff. Okay, and we talked about a lot of this woo and do framework at the last podcast event, and we broke it down to the 5 pillars of the woo and do framework. So we were getting a lot of questions around this. It was sinking in for a lot of people. I made an Instagram post about this. A lot of people were requesting more information, so I figured I would make a full in-depth whiteboard video, as a lot of people enjoy, to break it all down and help you guys truly understand what are these 5 pillars, how can you implement them into your life and your business so that you can become the best version of yourself and experience the results that you truly desire and what you have, that God has in store for you. Okay, let's jump in. Enjoy the soothing sounds of the whiteboard. As always, it's one of the best parts about making these whiteboard videos. All right, and this video might be a little bit quicker than normal whiteboard videos that are like closer to an hour. I've been enjoying making those types of videos, but I have some other things to do today. Got to get on some calls, connect with some cool people. So let's dive in. Removing subconscious blocks. That's the first step. Okay. You could also say that these are just simply energetic blocks. And forgive me if I'm not spelling correctly. So step 1 is removing subconscious blocks. And what you're going to notice, all of this stuff, no matter what stage it is, it's a practice. Okay, it's not just a one-time thing. Oh, I have this subconscious block, I remove it, I'm good, right? It's something that you do over and over and over again, because think about as subconscious blocks and energetic blocks, they're kind of like groundhogs, if you will. You bop them down, you put them down, and sometimes then that leads to another one popping up and another one popping up. And a lot of times that these come from childhood or just different trauma pieces that have happened within your life. But you'll notice how little things can lead to further things down the road. That's why it's so important to really truly know yourself, understand who you are, where you're going, what you want, all these type of things, so that you can be in alignment of who you truly want to be. Because ultimately what this really is, it's simply just being out of alignment. Okay, it's being out of alignment. You're not true within yourself, and the only way to know to be true within yourself is to truly know yourself and understand your values, who you are at a very, very core level, right? So what can happen. Little things, like it can be little trauma, little T trauma, big T trauma, whatever you want to call it. It can lead to anything, right? There can be subconscious blocks, okay? It could be the fact that, your parents, you ask them if, hey, can I have this toy? And they said, no, you can't have that. And you took it as, I don't deserve that, when they were just saying like, hey, we got to get going. We got to get back for dinner, right? So it's so interesting how things can continue to transform and evolve based on our interpretation of what we viewed in that moment. So that's why it's really important to continue to, again, come back to self, always coming back to self, so that you can realize that you are whole and complete from the jump. And it's just society and our perceptions that have told us something differently, okay? So that's step number one, is removing those subconscious blocks. We have a few different strategies. We have a lot of things inside of our Skool community that can help you with that. And again, it's, a lot of times it's more of a customized thing to figure out what are your distinct subconscious and energetic blocks so that we can remove them. Okay, so let's get into point number 2. And I shared a lot of this stuff in our Skool community. Everyone was pretty pumped up because we're actually going to be putting pieces of our accelerator program in our free Skool community. So if you would like to get access to that, just go ahead and leave a comment down below, or there's links in the description. You're going to like it in there. Okay. Number 2. If I spelled that right, vision. I believe that's right. Yeah, vision. This one's so important, and this has been a big thing with us here at Just Grow and our company Just Grow Visions, is connecting emotionally to your vision, okay? I love this quote. Without vision, the people perish. This is biblical. I don't recall exactly which Bible verse this is or book this is in, but I know it is in there. But without vision, the people perish. So that's why number 2 is absolutely imperative. We've been, helping people with their vision ever since we started this company over 3 years ago. But it's not just about, hey, this is where I want to go. This is my goal. It's a lot more than just, hey, I have a goal. Right? It's emotionally connecting to your vision that you know that God has for you, right? That's why it's so important to remove those subconscious blocks in step 1. Get very clear, get very centered, and then understand what truly is your vision. Is it to speak in front of people? Is it to raise a family? Is it to grow a business to $100,000 a month? Whatever it is, it's your vision. That's why it's important to get clear. And again, all of these things, as mentioned, these are a practice. You want to refine these more and more all the time. You want to refine your vision more and more all the time, right? That's why we always recommend you update and you commit to a new vision every single quarter. It might just change a little bit, it might change a lot, but it's so important to evolve that vision because our vision is always changing, okay? And if you're not evolving the vision, it's like your glasses are getting foggy, right? So you have to continue to clean them out so you can see, so you know where you're going, because it's just like the GPS system. You have to know where you are, and then you have to know where you're going. Otherwise, if you don't have those 2 coordinates, then you're going to be flying blind, and that's exactly what you're doing if you're not emotionally connected to your vision, okay? That's point number 2. What's sinking in for you guys? Leave me some notes down below. Leave me some of your comments. What's speaking to you? To know and not to do is to not know. So let's practice some spaced repetition. Teach yourself by leaving some comments down in, or leave some notes in the comment section so that other people can get some value of what you're learning, and you can sink it deeper and deeper into that beautiful subconscious of yours. All right. Number 3. Okay, I put a few of them. Faith, trust, letting go, surrender is another one. Right? These are all pretty much saying the same exact thing. It's let go. Right? And that's what I shared on our Zoom call in our Skool Community. Is I was, one of my mentors, actually just hanging out with him the other night. We went to a baseball game, was sitting in the suite of the Diamondbacks, which ironically enough, coming back to my vision, that is a big vision for me, is I want to be speaking in front of a large audience, say 50,000 people at Chase Field where the Diamondbacks play, doing a live podcast in front of a live audience. So that is the vision, right? That I'm very emotionally connected to that. When I was in that area, I felt it, I could see it. Right, but we're hanging out in this suite, beautiful, and my mentor, I remember one of the first times that we had a deep level conversation, he said, do you have space for a miracle? And so I want you to think about this, is that, we remove those subconscious blocks, and that's amazing, right? We're emotionally connected to that vision, but how are we supposed to receive that vision? How are we supposed to receive everything that we have for us if we're holding on, right? Say you threw something to me, say you threw $1 million to me, maybe even just, say you threw a bag of gold at me, would I be able to catch it if I was holding on to these guys? No, you have to let them go, right? You have to be open and say, hey, yes, I'm able to catch, right? But it's not just, hey, you hear it so many times, people say, yeah, have faith, have trust, just let go, just surrender, right? And that's so much easier said than done, right? But so you have to actually have a process to help you actually strengthen your faith, strengthen your trust, strengthen your ability to let go and surrender. Because if you don't have a process for that, you're going to be continually holding on to these markers when I'm trying to throw you a bag of gold and you can't catch it because you're too busy holding on to what you think is for you rather than receiving what is meant for you. Okay? Very, very important piece, and that's what we go deep into inside of our Skool Community. We'll continue to talk all about these on our YouTube videos. And then, of course, we have our accelerator program that dives deep into all of these topics and helps you build out a customized game plan so that you can take everything to the next level for you. Because again, like with the woo+do, it's the best way that you can get the best results. Yes, you can come to all our calls in school and listen to all the YouTube videos, but the things that actually going to move you closer and closer to where you want to be and what your vision is in the quickest period of time is if we can actually build out a custom game plan for you and hold you accountable to that as well. Okay, which kind of leads us into step 4, which is having a system. Okay, what I'll always say is that, actually I'm just going to do this, system equals consistency. Okay, if you are not consistent in going to the gym, it's because you don't have a system for going to the gym. If you're not consistent with making money or generating leads inside of your business or hitting those $100,000 months that you want or whatever it is that your vision is, if you're not consistently getting those results and not experiencing those, it's because you don't have a system. The smartest, most successful people in the world, they have a system for everything. It was interesting, a really smart person I knew a while back that they even had a system for ordering groceries. So they would actually have cameras in their pantry, and they knew if the, let's say the rice got below a certain amount, it would automatically order more rice so that it would plug it in and get that rice back in, so they would waste no time. Now I know that's a little bit of an extreme, but it's the same case, right? And I think about with my lead generation for generating new leads into our business and why we're growing our Skool community so fast. It's over 700 members at this point. We've only had it for a few months. Why is that? Everyone always asks me why. How are you able to grow that thing quickly? How are you able to grow your Instagram following? How do you able to grow these YouTube videos? It's because we have a system for it. That creates consistency. And so if you are not being consistent in any facet, whether that's your sleep or whether that's scrolling on social media, some of these things that are like actually holding you back, if you don't have a system for weaning yourself off of these vices, then you're not going to create consistency, and that's where you're going to continue to fall back into old patterns, right? So if you want to continue to stay in your old patterns and consistently keep hitting the things that you keep on doing, then don't create a system, right? But if you do, we talked about this on the last, my markers are running dry. The hell? Might need to get some new markers. This is what most people live their life, right? Is they go up to the top, they're doing pretty good, then they fall off a little bit, they hit rock bottom, they're like, oh shit, I need to get going. And then they just keep on doing that cycle over and over and over again. And that's because they don't have a system. If they had a system, it would look much more like going up rather than just keep on yo-yoing success. Systems create consistency. So it's so important to actually build out a system for whatever it is you want more consistency in your life with. And then last one is number 5, and this correlates and is great timing for what we want to talk about on the last part. And the system, is much more on the do side, right? And you can correlate these to much more of like an energetics type of thing. The woo is much more of like a feminine energy. The do is much more of a masculine energy. Right? So you can think about it like that. You can think about the yin and yang. You can think about it as, I always say it's like for every Hitler, there was a Gandhi, right? There's equal balance in this world. So that's what the woo and do does. And so if you are a business owner, an entrepreneur, the last part, and really, even if you're not, but that's the type of people we work with mostly, is that number 5, is brand, right? And so, this word gets thrown out a lot. Personal brand. Oh, you got to build a personal brand. That's how you're going to, make money and whatnot. That's how you're going to build your business. But a brand goes far beyond like making money in your business. A brand is a brand is what people are saying about you when you're not there. It's basically what you're known for. It's your reputation. It's why people would want to do business with you, why they wouldn't want to do business with you. And really it comes down to the way you attract and keep attract and keep relationships. Okay, so from a business standpoint, I'm just gonna check my phone real quick. From a business standpoint, is how you're attracting leads, how you're generating leads. That comes with a lot of content, right, or advertising. But how do you keep those relationships? And this could come to your network, your social circle, whatever it is, right? But it's attracting and keeping relationships. If you want to grow your business, you got to attract and build and nurture and grow relationships. If you want to have a good social circle, you got to attract and keep relationships. If you want to have a good social network, you got to attract and keep relationships, right? So it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you want to be a painter and you want to sell more of your paints, you got to attract and keep relationships, because that's what's going to help that grow. You infinitely get better at life when you have this down, right? When you have your brand down, because you know how to attract and keep relationships. Okay, and here's the last thing that I will say is that, let's just say, to make this easy, is that, let's say that you're hanging around with 5 people most often that all make $100,000 a month. That is literally your cap. That is your income cap. you will never go above $100,000 a month, because that is the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you want to raise that, you have to spend time with someone that makes $200K a month, right? That's the only way that you're going to be able to do it. You got to increase that average of the 5 people, and then that becomes your new cap, right? So that's the 5 steps of the woo+do process. I trust that all made sense and really spoke to you. Obviously, we go much more deep and build you out a custom game plan inside of our accountability program, our accelerator program. So if you want to learn more about that, links will be down in the video description. Leave your notes on what you got most out of this video, and we'll see you on the next one.